Today, on a rainy morning in Memphis, Tennessee, a group of concerned citizens turned out at the Clifford Davis Odell Horton Federal Building to express their views on the Pruitt nomination for EPA. Members of several environmental watchdog organizations spoke out, attempting to send a clear message to senators from Tennessee, while also explaining to other citizens the importance of defeating this nomination of Scott Pruitt.
Do it! Reject Pruitt!
Okay, we're here this morning because we're all concerned about the environment in some way or another, and we're just dumbfounded as to how Scott Pruitt could have been selected to be the nominee to head up the Environmental Protection Agency. Some people say, well, let's give him a chance, you know, he's going to do good. But I think his history speaks for him. His actions tell us what he's going to do. Throughout Scott Pruitt's career, he's consistently worked to undermine the Environmental Protection Agency and limit its authority to regulate climate-disrupting greenhouse gases.
Program coordinator for the Tennessee chapter of the Sierra Club. And we're asking our senators Lamar Alexander and Bob Corker today to reject the appointment of Scott Pruitt as administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. Scott Pruitt has made a career of suing the agency to stop the implementation of rules that protect our water and air from pollution. In particular, here in Memphis, we're concerned that Scott Pruitt has opposed the cross-state air rule, a rule that Lamar Alexander has consistently supported, which allows us to work with our neighboring states to the west to control the air pollution that has contributed to ozone non-attainment in Memphis in the past.
I am an environmental justice activist, and I'm very concerned about the health of our communities that are living in danger close to coal-fired power plants, close to nuclear industries, waste, all kinds of nasty, dirty environmental insults. And we are hoping that we can find an EPA administrator that is concerned about protecting folks' health and well-being, as well as protecting our natural environment. Scott Pruitt is not that person.
There's been identified earthquakes in Oklahoma caused by fracking from the oil and gas industry, and Pruitt has done nothing at all about that. He's also met with leaders of the oil and gas industry and passed on a letter to the EPA that was actually written by public relations firm of one of the oil companies. We certainly don't want a person with that kind of background running the EPA. How can we expect him to do what we want about the environment?
We're also very concerned about Scott Pruitt's opposition to the Hayes Rule, another rule that Lamar Alexander has consistently supported that has cleaned up the air quality in the Smoky Mountains National Park, making our #1 tourist destination place cleaner and healthier for visitors from other states. I could go on with a huge list, but here in Tennessee, we're concerned that EPA often holds the line for us when it comes to efforts by our own state legislature to weaken our environmental protections. And having somebody like Scott Pruitt over that agency is going to remove that defense line that we have here in Tennessee, again, to make sure that we have clean air and clean water for future Tennesseans.
Scott, isn't it true that Memphis was a non-attainment air quality area, but it's recently improved?
Well,
and that if the regulations are rolled back for Valero, we may again be in a place where the citizens are at risk of health hazards from the refineries and things?
Yes, Charlie, that's a sincere issue that we're concerned with here. A large part of our ability to come into attainment with low-level ozone standards has been because of the interstate agreements created under the cross-state air rule. In addition to that, regulations like the mercury rule led to cleaning up the mercury that was being deposited in our local water bodies coming from the Allen steam plant. The other issue that we're going to have across the state of Tennessee is EPA's implementation of the coal combustion rule, which calls for all power producers that are burning coal to come up with plans to either reinter or move the coal ash away from the rivers that it's set on, or to take other mitigation measures to make sure that those coal ash wastes, arsenic and boron and magnesium and lead, aren't getting into our
Now,
water.
if people don't know, the cost of solar power is dropped by 80% since Obama's been president. We don't want an EPA administrator that says we're not going to push solar anymore. Also, the cost of wind power has dropped by 64%. We need to continue programs in those areas, and we need an administrator who understands the value of those programs and doesn't just do whatever the oil and gas industry.
So we really want Senator Corker and Alexander to vote against this guy. He's not good for our environment. It's not good for our community.
In Congress on Tuesday, it had a gas mask and a bottle of clean water and also a letter describing all the things that Pruitt has done. So the Sierra Club is making a big effort on a national basis to let the public and to let our senators know what a disaster it would be to have Pruitt as our EPA administrator.
Alexander has championed the Haze Rule, has cleaned up the Smoky Mountains, and the cross-state air pollution rule that has led to Memphis coming into ozone attainment. We're really, asking Lamar Alexander to stick with policies that he supported, recognize that this appointment would be contrary to those goals, and reject this nominee.
We're going to talk about a number of Trump's nominees and what the current status is and what we can continue to do to prevent them from being approved. Department of Transportation, Department of Energy, Department of the EPA, and Department of Interior are some of the ones we're going to talk about. That's next Wednesday at 6 o'clock at the main line.
EPA is both a carrot and stick agency. It gives out a lot of grants for a lot of projects that clean up water, particularly the improvement and maintenance of sewer treatment plants. We have a big issue with agriculture industry, food processing. It creates a lot of chemicals in the sewage which has to be cleaned out. And we depend on EPA to give us the money to upgrade and maintain good sewer systems so that the Wolf River, the Nankana River, and the other recreational areas have swimmable, fishable water for all of us.
Waters.
But aren't the coal ash ponds generally safe? They don't leak.
No, as far as we know, all of them leak here in Tennessee. We know that the coal ash ponds here in Memphis at the old Allenstein plant on the shores of McKellar Lake have been leaking arsenic into the surficial aquifer. We're concerned that as we're pumping more water from the well fields in that area, that it could result in the arsenic that's leaking out of the coal ash ponds getting into our drinking water aquifer. And again, this is a new rule that the EPA just implemented under the Obama administration, and we're concerned that Scott Pruitt coming in will roll that back and remove those protections. Just do it! Reject Pruitt!
Reject